Greetings, YouTube Shave fans, Super Curve Honing fans, Type 2 diabetes rescued by keto fans, carnivore eating fans, and fellow Democrats who thought we would be able to actually vote in a primary for the candidate of our choice. Bill here. It is September the 1. It's been a while since I made a shave video. I apologize, and I still have a video that I'm working on compiling on a new slate that I had curved up, and I have been distracted by things, some of which is being entertained by the other great guys, shaving fans that I follow on YouTube. Greg and Eric and Leon and Martin and a bunch of you guys. I enjoy your content. I really do appreciate it, and I do watch you, even though I don't always jump in there and comment. Sean, so great bunch of guys. Let me get a bowl here. Sorry about that. The shave for today is really, it's taking me back a little bit, and it made me think. Greg Gallant did a really, really great test through the month of August where he used one straight razor, no stropping, and he did it for a whole month. And this was one of these things that I approve of when you take on shaving as a hobby of different types and you wish to continue to develop your skills. It's a good idea to challenge yourself and do things that do actually develop those skills. And it was under some of those same principles that I learned to shave in a group that practiced regularly. They were called the 30-Day Crew. They're still around, not as popular as what it once was, but it was huge when I got into it. It was huge, where guys would regularly commit and change to using the exact same set of gear for a whole month. And the stuff I'm going to be shaving with, I'm tying in a challenge, double edge versus straight razor thing. I am kind of using some of the same stuff that I always use, and where I used the same stuff for 30 days. Okay, so and in honor of that, I am using Blood on Steel, which was one of the soaps that was kind of made in honor of that group. Okay, I'm using the Omega. I can't remember. This is 1098, 198 or something. It's an expensive board brush. It's the only board brush I have. I really like it. Leon had to hog up two of the ones that came made by Zenith that came from Sterling, okay, and I can't even get one. Now supposedly we'll see whether they come up with another run of those for their Black Friday sale in November. So Blood on Steel is a scent that is patterned after a scent known as Hane More. Okay, I took a extreme liking to it in the beginning, and then I bought a whole bunch of this stuff up because I liked it so much. And then in time, it kind of waned on me a little bit. Now I still use it, and I still have more of this stuff laying around. But every time I use it, it reminds me of all the 30-day things that I had committed to. So, so we're going to do that shave, and I don't script my talk here. I just think about things I want to talk about and try to talk about those things. So, my family couple of members of my family happened to be at a yard sale last week, and they happened to see a razor that it just so happens that I had looked for a while. There are a lot of them around. I just never really found one that I really actually wanted to buy, and they found this one at the yard sale. What is that razor? Okay, that razor is, and I don't know if you can kind of see the faded Gillette on the cap. Okay, but this is a Gillette Tech. Okay, I think they call this the ball end. Okay, those were really popular. It's almost as old as I am, and it's not in too bad a shape. I did clean it up a little bit. I'm not going to bother to really brush it up. Now, as I understand, the Feather ASD2 was kind of patterned after this. Now, there's some subtle differences in here. You can kind of see it straight, but whether the curvature of the blade in the cap actually matches or not, I don't know. And I was talking to a friend as to the differences in here, and it was his opinion that this is a milder, less aggressive razor than this is. Anyhow, this is a popular razor, and I'm going to try it for the first time today. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same blade that I would have used in my test on a 30-day test. Feather, it's my favorite double-edged blades. I use other ones. I just happen to like these best because they have the reputation for being the sharpest, and that follows in with one of the principles that I thought that I had learned from my repetitive practicing in different shave technique. Number one, okay, good soap, sharp steel, lowest angle, lightest touch, stretch the skin. Those are things that if you learn those and if you focus on those, regardless of what tool you use to shave with, you will be rewarded with success. So I'm putting this together with a brand new feather blade. So I am going to now I'm going to shave in a versus competitive nature with that versus a straight razor, because one of the things that I believe is that shaving technique is more important than the hardware you actually use to shave with. And one of the things that can prove that is if you have something that you have difficulty shaving with, try and shave with that exact same stuff. Don't change anything for a month. When I got into shaving, and it still happens. If you go over the Bludgeon and Beatdown, there's guys over there, you got to get a blade sample pack, and it's like, no, you don't need it. You can get a blade sample pack to see what blades, because I have my preference in blades. This is my preference in blades. Okay, and I still have a bunch of stuff from blade sample packs. Okay, but with practice you can learn to use other stuff. And much like what Greg did, okay, so his goal was, I think, a little bit different. I think his goal was to determine whether he could develop find a way to satisfactorily shave with a straight razor for a whole month. And he shaves every day, unlike me. I don't know if you saw how much hair I had. My wife threatened to turn me in because I'm looking so scruffy. Turn me into my YouTube fans for not shaving, and it's like, you see it. So Greg shaves every day. Okay, he is a daily shaver, and he went through this exercise kudos to him for that. I just thought that was great because I don't see many people who do that sort of thing anymore. Okay, but what I'm going to do is a little bit different. And at one time, following along with one of the principles that I have is that good technique can compensate for differences in hardware. Okay, and as I learned to shave with a straight razor, and I kind of followed the same pattern where I used exactly the same stuff, not for 30 days, but for 100 days. The general thought was that to learn to shave well with a straight razor, you need to practice this for 100 shaves. So I shaved every day with the exact same stuff, with one small exception, which was a control razor. But I went with the same stuff for 100 days. It served me well. Okay, so if I believe that practicing with that stuff is beneficial, okay, having learned this and then kind of finding that I like the end result of my shaves better with straight razors once I've moved along and got through the honing and everything like that. And then I go back to other stuff and I find out, okay, so I didn't get as good of a result with that, okay? And I thought I was shaving well before, okay? Then I think I'm shaving well here, and so is it the hardware or is it the technique that I use? I went back and have done this a number of times and taken stuff that didn't seem to shave quite as well, that was not a straight razor, and shaved with it to determine if I could shave as well with this as I can with this. And it caused me to develop the opinion that it is a higher skill level. And hear me out now, because a lot of straight razor guys really got pissed off at me for saying this. But it is my contention that it takes a higher skill level to use this shaving tool and deliver as good a shave as you can get with this, which in my mind, even though this was more difficult to learn, makes this the more difficult shave piece to use to get the results that I'm after, and was my measurement, was the result. Okay, so 7/8 Ti, got the French point. Horn scales, probably my favorite razor, probably my absolute favorite. I love this. Jared honed one of these the other day for somebody, for a customer, and I don't think he likes these French points. I really love them. Okay. I have a couple of them, and I really just do love them. So this is the razor that I went on my own kind of longevity test with. After one of the dogmatic, arrogant shavers from that particular shave forum that I used to be a member of, who was regularly known for attacking anybody who didn't sharpen their razors exactly like he did. Okay, and this was a guy that I never really saw in the 30-day crew. I usually just saw him beating down on other people. So when he was in his attack mode on a discussion of convex honing and going after Jared, because I think Jared one time said he likes to freshen a razor and hone it after about 10 shaves, which a freshly honed razor, in my opinion, is better for me to use and more preferable to me use than something that has aged. So I wanted to see, well, how long I stopped counting with this at about 40 shaves. Okay, so this has got at least 40 shaves on it. You can look and you can see I got a little bit there, but this is almost a one pass shave. Okay, so and these are the things that people, straight razor aficionados, do love to point out how nice that is. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to use the same principle. I'm going to try lowest angle, lightest touch, sharp steel, and I am going to see can I shave as well with this piece. As I can with the straight razor. Out of the gate looking I'm going to say the double edge appears to be behind. But it's not where you are until you cross the finish line. Now there's there's been common discussions about what is the proper shave angle, and a lot of people think that it's this angle of this to your skin. But to me, it's always lowest angle of the blade to the skin for me. Okay, as being the best method. And there is talk about, well, with one of these, do you ride the cap and then rock in, or do you ride the guard? Let me get this. Do you ride the cap and rock in for blade contact, or do you ride the guard and come in? I actually came to love running my adjustable razors wide open because I could get a blade feel. And that blade feel was not something that I developed the keenness that I have now for that blade feel. And I attribute that awareness of the edge feel to shaving with straight razors. And that ties in with one of the things I think about straight razor shaving is that when you learn this skill, it's a higher skill. To learn, is it a higher discipline I don't know if that's the right term to say that this is a higher discipline to learn to shave with this as well as you can with a straight. I'm not sure how to actually term that, but I think you can. I've done it. I don't know if I'll do it with this one or not, but and I'll probably have to shave with that razor, that tech, a few more times to experience it in its fullness. It took me quite a long time before I actually went and ponied up the money for this, and I do like this. This is probably my second favorite double-edged razor. My first favorite double-edged razor, get this, okay, is a Gillette Flare Tip. It's like when I am in a mad rush, gotta go twist open, throw a new blade in, and I'll throw a one and done blade in there, and I shave with it quick, and it's done. But that Feather ASD2 is my second favorite double-edged razor. And I don't buy double-edged razors anymore. I really just don't. I got too many of everything, and I just don't need to continue to buy them. So, this is probably going to be a little bit longer shave because I'm playing around and talking, yakking my way through this. For those of you that don't follow Jared and his pursuits in convex honing, he had some really cool stuff going on with Appreciate Plate. I think he's going to buy and have these things made. It's like really cool. I think I'm going to call it, I think I've got a new name in mind for that. But it's a device with a coarse abrasive on it. Diamond, it's planned for it is a coarse device with diamonds on it. To cut in a back bevel. And I think it sounds like what he's looking to do is position that as an inexpensive way to introduce people to the concept of using a convex hone and hollowing their bevel without the commitment that the commitment that I have made to buy a plate and buy different stones and shape them and practice with them and all, where it's like, okay, can you try this? And it would if he's correct, if it works and he's correct, it could have the end result effort of improving razor sales, which I think is how he makes his money, not selling plates and shit like that. I mean, I'm sure he makes some money. He would be foolish to give stuff away at cost. But if he invests in any kind of hardware, he's entitled to a return on his investment, and that's good business. So I'd seen a couple of comments, negative comments, on the use of convex hones, and you know, I mean, this argument has been going around and round and round and round. And I was going to like post up a response that I put up to one of my much older YouTube videos on topic of convex honing. And I didn't, and I'm not going to put it up, but if you look for it, the comments are there. Okay, but it kind of became my posture that I'm like really tired of arguing about whether I'm doing things right, because I really don't care. And if I adopt some of my theories on this practice here, that it is technique and not necessarily the hardware, I could easily apply that same theory to honing gear. And my response as well as another sister type response was that you really should have stopped attacking the tools that I use. Because if I can't hone as well as you can with your honing gear, if I can't do that, that's me. Okay, that is directly, you should criticize me for never being able to learn how to use my flat stones. That's plain and simple. You shouldn't criticize me because I have been successful with a curved stone. You should have the balls to criticize me directly for not honing as well as you do. Now, well, I do not like going against the grain with double-edged razors. I am going to go back and do a fool's pass. All in all, I'm going to say I have an equal result side to side. But I'm still going to do the full pass with my straight razor because I didn't do it, and I do think. All right, so here I am lathering up for a full finishing fourth pass with my straight razor. I shouldn't do this. I should stick with the half and half. Oh, and congratulations to Martin Shaves, Martin's Test Shaves. Congratulations to Martin for finally bagging that Caterpillar cookie duster that he was growing. It's like that's almost as bad as me with letting my beard so grow. Like, we got the shaving hobby and we don't shave. So, or the guys with the shaving hobby, they got this big old beard and they shave like right here and right here. So I'm gonna do just a little touch up with lather. Very light, very low angle. I'll do the same with the other tool, the Gillette. The Gillette buffing action. So straight razor is just a little bit closer right in here, and I stay away from, I know, because I can get irritated in here. That's one of those things. Could I get, I suppose I have, but I'm more often, it's a lot easier for me to get the closest that I have here and be irritation free than it is here. I could match it. I'm just not going to do it today because one of, I think, the good principles that people should learn to shave is to chase the comfortable shave, and that through repetition, in pursuit of that irritation-free shave, just as I here have not created a condition. Okay, so this is not as close as I would ultimately like to have that. Okay. If I was to take that tool, okay, I could create a condition where this becomes more irritated, which would make it harder for the repetition later on. So that's the shave. Very, very hard to distinguish between the two of them. Okay, but here is part of that whole scenario. Okay, is while I am holding the contention that you can get as good shave of this as you can with this, it took me a long time to get to this level with this tool, and getting to this level with this tool takes me a lot of practice to do it. But it can done, which is why I say this is harder. It's not more fun. This is fun. You know, it's fun. You sharpen it up. You learn to play with different stones, and that's a lot of fun. So that's where that is. So and I guess you've all been watching the news, and you've seen how the owner of Facebook is now sorry that he allowed Joe Biden to pester him into engaging in manipulation of information on his platform. I'm not sure. I think I can be pretty sure that if that happened on Facebook, okay, that happened on other social media platforms. I think Elon Musk, after he bought X, which was then Twitter. I think he found it going on over there. I don't know that Facebook X has certainly changed their way, because Elon Musk, who owns that Twitter or X now, has decided he's not going to be the entity to determine what you can say and what you can't say. He's for free speech. He believes that the concept of freedom revolves around freedom of speech. I think somebody wrote something down. I think there was some guys that fought some war over that. Anyhow, this was the Zartgefuel aftershave balm, handmade. Jared sells this. It's a delicate balance of chemistry that he really likes, and it's, he's published, there's a lot of good oils and that kind of stuff in there. I don't remember what this cost, but I do like this too. This has a shelf life. It does kind of degrade. So, but if you're so inclined to spend money on that, try that. Okay, and for the aftershave, the big bottle of Brut. Big the Brut fan. You know what Brut did? Well, Brut's not this. Let's see who owns this. Made in Mexico and distributed by Idel Labs Limited. So this is old stuff. I don't know if this is how old vintage stuff this is, but Brut is my favorite aftershave scent. Okay, but I've also used their deodorant stick for years and years and years, and they changed it. Okay, like it's now kind of clear, where it used to be kind of cloudy, and the first ingredient used to be, I guess, some type of an alcohol. It was probably a somewhat congealed or gelled alcohol or something like that. Okay, so the new top ingredient is propylene glycol. Okay, and I do not see. I see glycols in there. I just don't see any alcohols in here anymore. And I've noticed that I have to use a lot more. It takes longer to apply, but it does not apply as much. So it takes me longer to put on, and so I'm not so sure what their motive was, but I do like the other stuff better. Anyhow, for the glory. Ooh, that does smell so good. So, good shave. A little bit longer than usual. Hope everybody has a great weekend, great week. Hope you've enjoyed some of my humor and whatnot. If you're here in the United States, do what you need to do to vote to stay free. I became a Democrat because I wanted to have the say in the Democratic primary. Somehow or another, that never really happened. So I'm afraid that there's a group of people that have picked who the Democratic candidate has been, and they're kind of pushing this Democratic candidate that nobody actually ever even voted for. And I just smell a rat in there. So that's my thought. This is Bill. Hope you have a good weekend. I'm out. Bye.